Hello, I am Enigma Bazaar, and this is my co-host, Brooke.
You almost just called me Pookie. Oh my god.
And we are two Crash Out Queens, here to talk about everything that's relevant, niche, and everything in between currently going on in our modern era, as well as sometimes in the past. So, Brooke, how's your week been? Since our last recording, which was not even a week ago?
Yeah, we talked on like Wednesday, I think. We recorded on Wednesday because that's when my power went out. Sucked because my power went out. How about that?
See, I like doing recording earlier in the week because then it gives me more time, and I like being ahead. Because we're gonna have to pre-record podcasts. We're gonna have to record days back to back when I go away to Disney, and we're gonna have to
Oh yeah.
we're gonna have to come up with double topics so I can still have a podcast episode up while we're gone. So we're gonna have to double
You could
record
talk
that
about
soon.
Disney on one of them.
Oh yeah, I could do a whole Disney app and how I have very conflicted feelings about Disney.
I have some feelings about Disney too, so we could have a whole Disney episode.
Yeah, we could do a Disney episode. Okay, well, viewers, tune into our Disney episode. Probably not next week, but this will be still in June, I think. Right? This one will come out this week on Friday, so we'll still be in June.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it comes out this week Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll still be in June.
Jeez,
so it'll
your birthday's close. Fuck.
My what?
Your birthday.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Oh shit! I
know.
forgot to. I gotta text my boss.
You don't have it off after having so much.
I'm gonna take the Sunday after off. I'm gonna take the Sunday after off.
Okay.
We're gonna be at your house for a long time.
Okay.
Or she might not have the day off, but I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we're gonna be, for the viewers, we're gonna be at Riley's house until like 2 in the morning. And I live
Most likely that's how it goes.
an hour away from Riley, which is why we're doing a podcast like this.
Exactly. We need a studio. We'd be fun in a studio.
We need a studio.
We'd be fun in a studio.
I'm gonna write myself a note on my hand. I need a better marker to write a note on my hand.
To write a note on our hands.
So what topics do you have for us today?
I have lots of topics. To start off with, the Switch 2 came out. It's just kind of a little bit delayed to talk about, but it did come out. How much isn't it isn't it so expensive? You have
it? Yes, I have played it. My friend owns it.
I was gonna say you have a Switch 2. There was judgment.
I don't have a Switch 2. No, I don't have a Switch 2. My friend owns a Switch 2. I've only played Mario Kart because I'm pretty sure that's the only new Switch
I think it's the only new game that's out.
That came out.
I think so.
So, I took that. It's the new Mario Kart, baller.
Yeah,
but
I've seen.
I'm not paying like $600 for that.
Can't convince me.
No offense to my
Actually,
friend.
I think we did talk about this where I said the only way you could convince me was if I were to be making money off of streaming and I could justify it as a sunken cost, whatever the fuck, where it's
sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, where I can put the money into it in order to make content out of it. That's the only way you could convince me.
The only thing that's fire about it is the elimination
knockout
game mode. Yeah, knockout game mode where you have to be within the top whatever to keep going.
So, but Switch also had a controversy with this.
Oh yes, their new policy update.
Yeah, their new third-party software, which allows Switch to render your console unusable and unavailable anymore, and it bricks your console, which is kind of crazy.
Because you're buying something, so not even owning it is crazy. Because it doesn't even feel like you own it, because they can just shut it off whenever. So it doesn't.
Literally, that's the thing. What is the point in buying an object if not to own it anymore? That's like that's like if Labubu sold their Labubus and said, if you customize the Labubu, we take it back or something.
We're taking it back.
Yeah, you can't have the Labubu anymore. It makes no sense.
You can't have the Labubu anymore. Yeah, so that's my whole thing is that I think it's gonna be another Wii U situation where
no one's gonna buy
people get it. Nobody. I don't think nobody's gonna buy it, but I think it's it's gonna be the horrible older brother to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the worst version.
They've only announced one other game for it, and it's Donkey Kong Bonanza.
But everyone's going crazy over that game. I've seen people.
I'm seeing it. I'm not really a Donkey Kong fan, but I am a Pauline fan.
It's so funny. I didn't know there were Donkey Kong fans. And then this game was announced, and oh my god, did they come out of the bushwork?
Donkey Kong fans.
Did they come out? I've never seen a Donkey Kong fan before in my life. No, deadass.
Seriously?
No, I've
That's
never
crazy.
met someone who's like Donkey Kong's my fucking favorite or anything like that. No one. I've never met or talked to anybody who thought of Donkey Kong in such a great way. Because then, like, also there are people talking about Donkey Kong's redesign and how, like, that was controversial.
I don't even remember he got a redesign.
Yeah, he got a redesign, and people were pissed about it. I don't have any strong opinions about it. It happens to every fictional character every, like, 5 years. Get over it. Look at Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse gets redesigned, like, once every blue moon, so.
Yeah, Steamboat Willie, miss you. Just
Isn't
kidding,
he...
can't miss you because now you're in the public domain.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's
so
public domain now. He's public domain now. He's ours. I can draw a cracked out Steamboat Willie, and I can sell images of that.
Yes, I can make money off Steamboat Willie.
Correct. They tried to stop it though, eh?
Oh, they absolutely did by putting him in the new Mickey Mouse show.
We can't talk about this. We have to say this for the Disney episode because that's a whole thing. We can crash out on its own. We can
talk about that stupid Steamboat Willie horror movie too.
Oh yeah, we can. Okay. Put it down on your hand. Put it down on your hand. Put it down on your hand with the notes.
Okay, right under Take Sunday off. I'll put it down right under that.
Yeah, put it down. So actually, one of my topics has to do with you specifically. It's very dedicated to you. Yeah, it's all about you.
Me.
I was gonna say, tell the viewers about your free run update. Let's hear it.
Oh, my free run.
Because last time you were on like episode 20 or something like that.
Yeah,
and now you finished it.
I finished it. I finished it the next day. I finished it on the Thursday.
Context: this is about the anime free runs Beyond Journey's End.
Yes, Beyond Journey's End. I finished those last 8 episodes on the Thursday, the day after we recorded the podcast, so the day before the podcast went up.
And I get this message from Brooke, this ominous message.
All it says is, what did I say? Fuck solo leveling?
You said fuck solo leveling.
Brother, are you joking?
Yeah. And I knew. She didn't even tell me she finished the anime, but I was like, oh, she just finished the anime. She just finished it up. She's done.
What do you mean we have that fire fight scene between Freerun Fern and her copy?
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna tell me that a guy who levels up is way better than that?
Absolutely, he is. According to the Anime Awards.
I convinced 3 of my coworkers to start watching it. They haven't started it, but I have gotten a few. Yes, I will watch this.
I've been on this train. I was trying to convince you for the longest time, and you wouldn't fucking watch it. How do you think I feel? How do you think I feel?
I don't really watch TV shows. Gotta be real with you guys.
No, you watch a movie.
I watch movies in the background. I put on a movie in the background while I read a book or something. But I paid full attention to Freerun.
I know. I know. It's generational. It's a generational anime.
My coworker walked up to me today, one of the ones I convinced to watch, and he goes, "Okay, so I didn't watch Freerun, but that's because I was playing Persona 3." And I go, "Oh, okay."
Damn.
Okay.
He's weaponizing your own interests against you. He's weaponizing your special interests.
He said, "Listen, I know I didn't do the thing you told me to, but I did do the other thing you told me to."
But a Kemi, or whatever the fuck the character's name is. Did I get it right? Is it a Kemi? A Catchy. Fuck!
It's a Catchy.
Fuck!
It's a man! He's my profile picture on Discord!
Not my business! That's your yaoi, not my yaoi!
It's my yaoi!
So, any more thoughts on the Freerun ending and all that?
Fuck solo leveling. Can't wait for season 2.
Who's your favorite character in Freerun?
Girl, Freerun.
It is Freerun? Okay, mine's Flamma.
Oh, Flamma's good. Flamma's good.
I love Flamma.
I don't remember her name because like they said it like twice. I think she's okay. The blonde elf.
Siri.
Siri, yeah, she's pretty chill. She's like, Freerun, what the fuck? And Freerun's just like, hey, yeah, my favorite spell is still that Field of Flowers.
And Freerun's like, get off my deck. Dead ass for 5 minutes.
Just like, hey, yeah, I thought we weren't gonna see each other again. It's been like a few thousand years or whatever. I'm only taking this test because Fern made me, and then she's like, "Ooh, Fern, do you want to be my apprentice?" And Fern's just like, "Hey, no."
Crazy if Fern would have said yes. There's a universe. Get the fanfic out where Fern says yes to that, and tell us the stories of Fern and Siri.
Okay, so for the viewers, I said last time that this is the first time that I will wait to read fanfiction.
Correct.
And I did, and I think I'm only on like page 3 of AO3's thing. I had to go through the filters on AO3 and block out every single like other. I don't want to call it a universe. The other It's like crossover fix.
How many
I had to
crossover
block
fix?
out.
Why is there just that many? What are they crossovering it
Dude, they
with?
were crossover. They crossover it with the craziest fucking things. Doctor Who, Harry Potter invades every single fandom, and I
Yeah,
hate it.
absolutely.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
I hate the Harry Potter AUs. Leave Harry Potter alone.
Do you know what's so crazy to me about Harry
She's run her
Potter?
course.
Before
She's run her
Harry
course.
Potter, and not just that, here's my thing about Harry Potter. Before Harry Potter, this is gonna come out as a hot take. This is gonna come out as a hot
Ooh,
take.
okay.
Before Harry Potter was canceled and J.K. Rowling said all that stuff, it wasn't even that good to begin with. Hot
No.
take. It wasn't that
You're
good
so
to begin
real.
with.
You're so real.
I'm sorry to say it. I
You're
never
so
saw
real.
Harry Potter as interesting. I always thought it was so just blah. Blah.
I thought it was like a good one-off. Like I was like, okay, good series of movies, whatever. And then I walked away.
Yeah, I could never understand the
just do that.
obsession with Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I will say
I
do fuck with the theme park areas in Universal.
Oh, I do fuck with
with the theme park. So I mean, you got me there.
I do fuck with the theme park.
And they got a really cool roller coaster. So
I have to close my eyes in that one section of the floating one with the like you go through that one movie.
The spider.
Because I hate spiders. Fun.
I knew it.
For the viewers, I have arachnophobia. I'm scared of most bugs, I think.
Me too, but I like bugs. Me too, but I like bugs.
I'm scared of bugs.
Who the fuck did you just call yourself?
Psyche K.
Who the fuck is that?
Okay, you need to watch a new anime. I got a good one for you.
Which one is it?
It's called Psyche K. It's called Psyche K.
Oh,
he's a
is
psychic.
that the one with the pink hair?
Yes, but the thing is that he can't hear bugs' thoughts, so he's scared of them.
I'm not gonna watch that.
Okay, fuck you. Anyway, call me Psyche K. I'm scared of most bugs. It's I don't know how bad they are up where Riley lives, but it's fish fly season down here.
Oh no, we haven't gotten fish flies yet. Nope, we have not gotten fish flies yet. Fish flies are gross though. Fish flies are fucking like they look like horror monsters.
The viewers to do me a favor. Fish fly. Look up a fish
fly. Google a fish fly.
From Ontario.
They look straight out of a horror movie. They look straight out of a horror movie.
I live right near the lake. I live right near Lake Erie,
which is where fish flies love to be.
Where fish flies, that's where they're born from. That's where they come from.
I was gonna say that's where they breed, right?
The fish flies. That's why they come at the lake like fish, and they stink, and they are attracted to light. They only live for like 24 hours. They only exist to land somewhere, shed their exoskeleton, and die. And
I want to make it clear, like, you have to also imagine, literally think about that famous Bible story where fucking Moses summons the fucking horde of locusts. I want you to think about that. That's what fish flies are. Because, like, it's not like when we talk about these fish flies. Yes, when we talk about these fish flies, we're not saying, like, one or two come around. Like, it's literally, it covers a car. It covers a car. It covers houses.
It covers a car. It covers the entire Dairy Queen that I work at.
Yes, they cover entire like flat surfaces and walls. It's solely fish flies. Look up fish fly season. I bet if you look up fish fly season, let me check right now.
It's crazy. I'll have a night shift and I'll start driving home. The entire road is covered in fish flies and I can just hear them popping under the wheels of my car.
Yes, if you look up fish fly season, you'll see like images of what it can look like.
In my town.
It looks like what it looks like. There are images on there that will show you, like, this is how many show up. There are these disgusting little fuckers. Just look up fish fly season. And you will see what they look like. They're horrendous.
I gotta deal with these. Oh, there's pictures of it covering the car.
Yeah, covering a Chase bank. Like, yup. Yeah, they cover everything. Horrible. They cover every surface. They are disgusting. They're gross. The worst part is I always forget about fish fly season until it comes around, and now you've reminded me of it, and I'm already in fear. Well,
because the problem is that it's fish fly season down here. That's the problem, is that they're gonna migrate up to where you are.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Because you do, for the viewers, you have to go a little bit up north to get to Riley's for mine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty south.
Yeah.
But like they are, kid you not, I was outside yesterday. My nan came to visit. I was outside. I ran my hand through my hair.
The one that interrupted our podcast?
Yes. I was like, why is my hair crunchy? I run my hand through my hair. What falls out of my fucking hair?
No.
But a fucking exoskeleton.
I'd scream.
I did. I went, oh my god. And then my brother threw one at me. Oh my god.
No, that's fucked up. That's hateful.
He threw it at me. And then my nana was like, they don't even have mouths. What's there to be scared of? And I said, they're the most disgusting fucking thing I've ever seen in
Do they
my
not have
life.
mouths? Is that a fact,
They
or is
don't
she
have
making
mouths.
that up?
That's why they die. I'm pretty sure that's why they die, is because they don't eat.
What is
They
their
literally just sit
ecological
there.
purpose?
I'm pretty sure it's to feed things. I'm pretty sure things eat
Yeah,
their
it's
bodies
just
and
to get eaten,
exoskeletons.
right? Like that's got to be the only
Yeah,
thing for them to do.
gotta be just to get eaten.
But it's like
Pretty
only
sure it's just to
during
get
one
eaten.
season. Like that doesn't seem very
Yeah.
correct. That seems like a dumb
It's
thing.
from June to August, I think.
Yeah. Anyways, now that our side tangent is done,
Fuck.
I played FNAF and I beat it, and I beat FNAF.
Did you
I
get
did.
any of the rare stuff?
I don't know. Probably not.
Did you see Golden Freddy?
I did it all in one sitting.
Oh, you beat night 1 through 5?
All in one sitting.
7?
All in 3 hours. I beat it in sub 3 hours, bitch.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I
Did you
kicked
die? Like,
ass.
how many times did you die?
Oh, quite a few. Oh, quite a few.
Oh,
quite a
yeah.
few times. Oh, quite a few times.
I thought you were just gonna resume from like night 4 or something.
Yeah, so I tried to, and then off stream I accidentally was checking my cam position because if you don't know, the way that I record. Yes, exactly, because I didn't know hitting new game would delete the old game.
Oh yeah, new game deletes old game.
Yeah, there's no save files. So, but like the way I record stuff here and when I stream with Facecam on is I literally have my cam directly in front of my monitor, so it's just taking up the entire middle of my monitor, and I can't see what's going on in the middle of my monitor. So I have to put things off to the side of my monitor so I can read them and look at them and see what they are, or everything has to be like on the side of my monitor basically. So I went in game to check and make sure that there was nothing too detrimental directly in the middle of the monitor, and there wasn't. And then I hit new game, and yeah, I kind of fucked myself. So I had to start all over again. But I was dedicated, and I did it. Sub 3 hours, bitch. I kicked ass.
I'm so proud of you.
Five Nights at Freddy's. I will say, actually, you painted Night 5 as really evil. I found Night 4 to be way more miserable than Night 5.
Do you think?
I thought Night 4 was miserable.
I have a confession to make.
But to be fair, actually, I cheated on Night 5, which is maybe why.
How did you cheat on Night 5?
A chatter came into my chat and told me an exploit. Apparently, if you are constantly looking at Freddy, Foxy doesn't move either.
Yes, because you're not.
So I used that exploit and I just kept looking at Freddy so that way Foxy wouldn't leave.
I can't believe you would use an export like that. Exploit.
I was losing my fucking mind. I was gonna crash the fuck out if I had to do it normal.
I bet, yeah.
I was losing my fucking mind, dude. I was losing my fucking mind, and then that chatter came into chat, and I was like, "Thank you so much. You saved me."
They hop into random FNAF 1 chats to.
No, he did.
Hero.
Dead ass. This chatter, dead ass. He literally told me that he would just hop into FNAF streams and help people beat FNAF. That's all he did. He was like, "That's literally all I do on Twitch." Yep. I was like, that's crazy, because he's apparently beat it so many times. He does in his free time, he does like no death runs in FNAF. He's like huge into it, and he has fun doing it.
That's crazy.
And I was like, you should stream that, dude. No, he's not. He's never streamed it once in his life. He just does it for
the game.
He does. I was like, you should stream that, and he was like, no one would watch. And I'm like, doesn't fucking matter. Just do it, dude. You have fun doing it. You might as well stream it. So
that's crazy.
Yep, he was my lord and savior, and I appreciate him. I wish I knew his Twitch name right now to give him a shout out, but I don't remember it.
Yeah. Happy Five Nights at Freddy's, chat.
Happy Five Nights at Freddy's.
Secret of the Mimic is now being dissected to hell and back.
I watched a lore video on Secret of the Mimic. You should be proud of me.
Oh, I'm so happy. What'd you get from that?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention. I just put it on in the background and didn't listen. I watched someone talk about all the animatronics in it, but they're all the Mimic, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, they're all the same thing on the inside.
So
this is before the missing child incident that put the kids into the suits.
I know one of the Mimic pretends to be a child at the end of the game. I know that.
He doesn't pretend to be a child. He's programmed to be a child at the end of the game.
But he was evil the entire game.
No. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Oh, she's back.
I'm back. So basically what happens in Secret of the Mimic is
Spoilers for Secret of the Mimic, by the way.
Spoilers for Secret of the Mimic. You find out that Edwin Murray was married, of course, because he had a kid.
Okay.
So his wife dies at the Fall Fest.
Mm-hmm.
So Fall Fest never actually happened in the games, turns out. It did happen in the books. Fall Fest happened in the books, but this was the first Fall Fest, and she died in a fire at Fall Fest.
Wait, so is this game not canon then if she died in Fall Fest?
The game's canon. The problem
so
is
that means the Fall Fest did happen in the games.
That's it's a kind of a gray area because the books and the games are supposed to be like kind of the same timeline, but like also like you should disregard some of the things the books say. It's kind of confusing.
But if this game is
Which
supposed to
is
be
what
canon, then
this is canon.
arguably
Secret of the Mimic should be canon to the games. It is canon because it's in the 5 minutes per time.
then a
It's
Fall
in, it's,
Fest
the
did
games,
happen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Fall Fest happened, and then a fire broke out at Fall
Okay.
Fest, and Edwin Murray's wife Fiona died
Oh,
at Fall Fest.
rest in peace.
And so he throws himself into his work and he starts ignoring his son.
As
And he
you
starts
do.
making like he makes this thing, he makes this robot that can take care of his son for him while he's gone.
Yeah, it's a mimic.
Which is the
first
mimic.
mimic.
But then
that.
he goes and he finds this room where he can hear his wife talking to him through this recorder thing.
Okay.
Which is like I guess it's like a little bit. It's okay. So to get into Five Nights at Freddy's, there's this thing called remnant.
Oh God.
Where if you have a very strong emotion when you die, you can attach yourself to an object.
Okay.
Which is how most of the animatronics end up getting possessed.
Yeah.
So this remnant goes into the first mimic, and
most,
Fiona,
if not all, the animatronics are
mimic.
children, by the way. Correct?
Yes.
Aren't all the original?
Yes.
Yeah. So that looks really bad for you when I said I would smash Freddy.
Yeah, that's why I was like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah. Well, it's in the YouTube video now.
It's in the YouTube video now. But basically, so the first mimic ends up being his wife Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So then it's nice. It doesn't.
And were mimics before everything? Like this is all before everything else, right?
This is before Five Nights at Freddy's 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 2,
yeah,
3, 4,
that's
5,
what I
6.
thought.
Yeah, this is the beginning.
Okay.
Because this is before because actually the Fazbear and Co. William Afton and Henry Emily actually contracted Edwin Murray to make the first animatronics, like to plan out the first animatronics in the
yeah, because the whole thing is that he's an animatronic maker.
Yeah. So what happens is his wife's in the mimic now, and is like mimicking his wife. That's why they call it the fucking mimic. Yeah. So then eventually he leaves his kid alone at this playground, and I am not sure how canon it is that he loses his ball and gets hit by a car. I am not sure how canon it is, but I think it's so fucking funny. So he loses his ball and gets hit by a car, which might or may not have been William Afton hitting him with a car. I don't know if it's canon or not.
Oh my
but
God.
basically what happens is that Edwin is devastated. He just lost his son. He lost his wife. Now he's lost his son. And Fiona in the mimic says, put me in something else and take this mimic body to give to David, his son. Mm-hmm. So now David is like kind of in the mimic, but it's programmed to act like David. I was going to say,
it's just a mimic. It's just a mimic mimicking David.
So then Edwin ends up getting so upset that the mimic is now acting like his son because he's mentally unstable at this point. His business is failing. He's bankrupt. He's like going through all of this. He just lost his whole family, and now the mimic's acting like his son. So he ends up destroying the mimic's legs in a fit of rage.
Lovely.
And so what happens is that the mimic learns this because he mimics behavior. He learns this. He breaks Edwin's legs.
Oh.
And puts himself back together. And in a recording that we hear in the game, you can hear the mimic in Edwin's voice talking to the recorder and saying, oh, I should do this, I should make this, a new extension for the Cleanovac. And you can hear Edwin, the real one in the background, calling out for M2, Mimic 2, that he's sorry, that he needs help, to call for help, that he can't feel his legs. And the mimic just keeps going, Daddy's busy, honey. Go ask your mom. In Edwin's voice, like mimicking how he would speak to David.
Okay.
So then basically Edwin dies. And now the mimic has learned this violent behavior from Edwin. So now he thinks that everyone from Fazbear Entertainment is coming to like do the same thing, and he's gonna kill everybody from Fazbear Entertainment and stuff them into suits. Yep.
And that was our section on fucking Freddy Fazbear Find the Mimic or whatever the fuck it is.
Secret of the Mimic. The secret is that there's two of them. The secret is that there was two of them. The secret was that Henry Emily wasn't a good person.
Yeah,
like
we
everybody
got that.
thought he was.
So, moving on from FNAF, do you have a topic you want to talk about since we're on you? Since we got a roll for you right now? Which one of your two topics?
Well, you brought up that we were going to talk about your anime ship.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about Twitter and my anime ship.
This is perfect, because my next topic was my anime ship, so we'll start with yours and then lean into mine.
So the problem is with me. I get it. I understand.
Many, by the way. There are many.
Is that I really get attached to those characters that are just so fucked up.
Yeah. I think everyone does. Okay, before we go too far, though, I don't think that's that crazy. I think everyone does that. Crazy. I think everyone does that. Everyone wants to fix. Everyone wants to fix.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a fixer.
I don't want to fix him. Oh, I don't want to fix him.
Oh, you know what? That's so true. I don't want to fix mine either.
I'm fine with this. So what happens is that he's kind of like one of the more popular characters in the fandom. That's why it's called the Akechi tax or the Goro tax when you try to buy any official merch because it's selling for $700 fucking on eBay.
Okay.
Sorry. But
we are a CRAHSOUT podcast, valid.
Yes, it's called CRAHSOUT Queens for a reason. So, anyways, so it is the most popular ship in the fandom for the Persona 5 fandom. It's Akechi Goro and the protagonist, the person you play as.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the most popular ship. And I can't tell you how many haters there are. There's like an equal amount of haters of this ship to there are the people that ship it. Oh. It's the most hated and the most loved ship in the fandom.
Okay.
And I think people on Twitter, you know how I was talking about that fuck-ass TikTok that's like, is it not that deep or are you just not reading into it enough?
Mm-hmm.
That's some people with Persona.
So I have a question for you about this ship. Yeah. Is this a ship that like, because there's a difference between, I think there's a very firm, there's a preface to this preface. I want to preface this. Yeah. I think as gay people, shipping is really way more important culturally because it's something that most times is the only way we can see ourselves or feel seen in characters because we don't get canonized version. And sometimes there are intended not undernotes, but whatever the term is, underlying meanings behind things and ships where the ships are actually quote unquote canon. They're just never outright stated. Is this a situation where you firmly believe that this ship is supposed to be canon and it's just not stated?
Because the problem is that Persona 5 comes from Atlas, comes from Japan, Japan, right? In the third semester of Persona 5 Royal, it's been long enough. If you don't want spoilers, what the fuck? It's been years. Anyway, in the third semester of Persona 5 Royal, in the bonus content, it stated that the protagonist's deepest wish was for Akechi Goro to come back to life and be in his life. And you learn in the game that that's what I'm saying. And you learn in the game that Akechi didn't get a wish either. And it's later stated in an art book that came out recently that he didn't get a wish because his wish is also to spend more time with the protagonist, more time that they didn't get before.
Okay. So we're deep into we believe that they are meant to be canon.
Because the problem is that you can hang out with him. He sends you texts that just go like, I'm alone right now. Are you? Are you
That's
alone
crazy.
Right now? I'll be in Kishoji in 5 seconds. I'll be in Kishoji in 5 seconds. I'll be Trotstar Darks and Billiards in 5 seconds. But yeah, like I think this ship was mostly like it's intended because when you hang out with him, he's constantly talking. He opens up to you. He has nobody in his life. He opens up to you about his family life and like all this. And you're the only person he ever talks to. And in his battle with him, in the battles of the ship that you're in, he literally looks at you and he says, I wonder why we couldn't have met a few years earlier. Because then he wouldn't have been down this path. He wouldn't have been this person.
Okay.
But anyway, I think that this ship, this falls under this has deep underlying tones that these two people
are meant to be together.
They call each other rivals, and in the game it's stated in the background of their showtime that they are two sides of the same coin.
Well, and rivals have a famous history of being lovers. The famous enemies to lovers trope is huge.
And history will call them best friends. You know, but
best friends, roommates, but never lovers.
History hates lovers. But yeah, anyway, I think that this ship is like, it's got deep subtext in it. I don't care what you ship in Persona 5. I don't care. I have my opinions. You have yours. Great. Okay.
But I get sick and tired of this because I think that there does need to be an amount of like, don't be like, stop being a fucking moron. You know what I mean? Because what you're saying is that like there's clear subtext and there's clear writing on the wall that says like these two characters are meant to be, at least at the bare minimum, have the intention of being shipped. Whether that's canon or not, sure, you can argue with the wall, but they have the intention of like this was clearly a well thought out thing that these characters were meant to be shipped by the fandom. And so for people to come back and be like, no, they can't be shipped. No, they wouldn't be shipped. That I think is just blatant stupidity and blindness. And that's just blatant stupidity and blindness.
Is what people get up on Twitter and in the game. Yes, Akechi does try to murder you. He does try to kill you. He sets you up.
So did my ex. Not that crazy.
What's a gay relationship
without a little
bit of murder?
Without
a little bit of murder.
There's nothing gayer than a little murder. There's nothing more gay than a little murder.
Yeah. So basically what happens is that he betrays you. He tries to kill you. But you come with a plan to get away from him, to stop him. He doesn't end up killing you. People run to Twitter and like they see all these happy people shipping these two. And they go, you guys really are shipping a murderer with his victim? Are you guys joking?
Oh my fucking God, roll my fucking eyes.
And it pisses me off because like, first of all, okay, you can ship whatever the hell you want. You don't gotta come into my space. I don't come into your space and tell you what's going on. You still refer to that one character as her dead sister's name. You don't even call her Sumere, you call her Kasumi. And guess who's dead? Kasumi. Guess who's alive? Sumere. So call her Sumere.
Ooh.
And personal. you keep saying
whichever
this
Twitter
shit.
user this was is getting really personal.
I'm on Twitter. If you don't think I'm seeing the Persona Discord Twitter beef, discourse, then I'm there. And I think it's so fucking annoying that people just can't. Like, I get it, he tried to kill him, but, like, you need to look a little bit fucking deeper.
Our ships are so funny because they literally coincide with each other because I'm going to have the same crash out. I'm about to have the exact same crash out you are.
He's, like, Akechi is so deep into his plan to kill his own father that he does give up that life he could have had with you to go through his plan, because he's been doing this for 3 years, and he's finally at that point where, like, he kills you, he's finally, like, at the top of where he should be. He can take down Shido. That's what he thinks. But he doesn't know, and so he thinks, and people are like, he smiled in the cutscene where he shot you, and I'm like, yeah, brother. And
what?
He can't process that.
Yeah.
Anyway, my crash out, Persona 5. Yeah.
Persona 5, period.
Persona 5, period. Persona 5 The Royal. I've never played vanilla Persona 5. Apparently in the vanilla Persona 5, you were forced to hang out with Akechi.
Oh.
Like you're forced to rank up with Morgana, you're forced to rank up with Akechi. I don't know. But I didn't play it, so.
Okay. Well, on to my ship, which is JJK ship. We lightly touched on this last week, but I'm getting more into it because my TikTok feed will not leave me alone with this. My favorite fictional ship of all time is Geto Gojo. I'm sure everyone saw it coming. And actually,
what is their ship name with their first names? Like Gekko?
I don't know. I don't know the ship names actually off by heart. I just know.
Oh, crazy.
So,
I'm in there in the night looking at my ship names.
Yeah,
I know all my ship names.
To be fair, I'm not actually huge into shipping culture. The only reason why I ever pay attention to shipping is where I said earlier, I'm a gay person, I'm a queer person. A lot of times, shipping was the only option to see myself in anything. That is the only time I ever got into shipping. And also, this one's really important to me because this one is so on the fucking wall in writing. You have seen the fucking TikTok edits I sent you. How can you not see these people as two gay people? It's so crazy to me that there are people out there that still think they're just best friends and that this was just a friendship when everything about them
hates lovers.
Everything about them is so queer and so queer coded, and it's so crazy to me that people will argue that they're friends. Thankfully, I don't see a lot of it. Thankfully, most of the fandom is under the general idea that they were lovers and stuff, which is nice to see that we actually have some fucking brain cells in the JJK fandom. Because sometimes y'all bitches don't have brain cells in the JJK fandom. Some of you bitches are stupid as fuck, and it pisses me right off. Some of you bitches are so fucking dumb and illiterate, and it's crazy that you, like, are allowed on the road, honestly. Like, this is... But that's a different topic for a different day. Mainly, I want to talk about the little things that, like, I loved about that ship. My favorite thing about that ship is them calling each other by their first name, which is so, so important in Japanese culture. If you don't know, in Japanese culture, you only use first names to the people you are closest with. Like, a lot of people, if you're friends with someone, won't even use, like, their first name when they're friends with someone. They will still use last names. That's why in a lot of, like, anime and manga, we always refer to characters by their last names.
And the honorifics, they drop those, don't they?
Yes, they do.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, they don't even use them.
Yes, exactly. They just use their first names, and it's so cute. They always use it. And finally, my last thing for them, and what I love about them, and why they're definitely gay, is because their last words to each other are hidden from the viewer and the narrator, and the only people who get to know their last words are each other.
Way.
That's it.
No way. Oh, Mitsuki, pull up. Mitsuki, pull up. I need an edit. Mitsuki, pull up.
It's so gay, and I'm so annoyed that people think that they're straight, but I don't think there's a lot of people who think they're straight. Just know if you think they're straight, I'm mad at you personally. Personally, I'm mad at you, and I will find your house. Just know that. I'm taking this shipping shit seriously.
I'm taking this shit seriously.
So as for my next topic, I have clownery.
Why are you talking about me again?
Boozley.
Why are you talking about me being a clown?
We have Benson Boone.
Oh my fucking god, I was talking about that guy at work today.
So Benson Boone, famously, if you don't know, the back
of the air.
The what?
He's in the air all the time. Right?
Yes.
He keeps doing those
so he's the backflip guy. He's like the Pink of straight white guys, where it's like get him off of that harness, get him out of that backflip position, get Pink out of the harness, get him out of the backflip position.
Get him out of there. Every time I see a TikTok of him in the air, it cuts to someone going, I'm gonna kill this fucking guy if you don't get out the air.
So I don't personally actually have any bad things or upsetting things to say about Benson Boone, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I do find it really funny that the internet just hates him so much. I don't like him. I want to make that very clear. I don't like him. I think his music is garbage. Truly and honestly. But I don't hate him like the way the internet viscerally hates him. I think he's fine. I think he's just making like the most mediocre, boring, bland pop music out there, which is fine. We have one of those every single year. We have another person come out and make the most boring, bland pop music every single year. He's actually in the same boat as like Alex Warren to me. I'm sure you've heard of Alex Warren before. I don't like Alex Warren music. I think it's really boring and bland. You have heard his songs on TikTok. I know because I'm sure I've been sending you edits of Satoru Gojo and Getzo to his song.
I only noticed Mitsuki. If you couldn't tell. I only noticed Mitsuki if you couldn't tell.
But I will say, so it's funny. This is what I find really funny about it. So Benson Boone has been famously clapping back at all this hate that he's been getting. He's been like making satirical jokes in music videos, calling himself a one-hit wonder, and like saying basically that he's fine and the haters don't bother him and yada yada yada. And he's been like going on this like massive press release of him basically like making satirical jokes at himself and like trying to be a part of the joke, but it's not working because the internet just does hate him, so it's not landing at all. None of these jokes are landing. And then this is the worst part though. He released his album. It's one of the worst performing albums of all time. So he's actually getting so fucked for it. The album is terrible. Every professional media outlet that has reviewed the album has not given it, I think, higher than 4 stars out of 10.
Ooh.
So
4? Crazy.
So he is bombing. And it's like even crazier because he went on this whole like tour of being like, oh my god, yeah, I'm only a one-hit wonder, guys. Like that's all I am. Like you're so jealous of me.
And you are.
And it's like, ooh, and I have nothing really else to say about it. I'm just like, damn, you kind of fucked yourself. You shouldn't have said anything.
Because now you've set up the precedent that you suck.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you just shouldn't have said anything. And this is the biggest, I think, foot and mouth moment we've seen in a long time. This is a huge foot and mouth moment. And I'm like,
you know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
My coworker, who you call your husband,
don't tell me he likes Benson
in his
Boone.
liked playlist. Because I'm joined his jam. I'm joined up on his jam, and I look at my phone for a second. I go, Benson Boone.
Dawson.
The backflip guy.
Dawson.
I go, the backflip guy.
Letting me down.
I go, the backflip guy. He goes, yeah, I think so.
So what's your other topic?
Uh-oh.
I
can't remember.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, then I'll just keep moving on with mine, I suppose.
Cool.
So Mr. Beast released an AI thumbnail program. Let's talk about that.
Mr. Beast, boo. Did you see how he like hyped up this one guy in one of his videos, and then after you like get like he like hypes this guy up, he goes, actually he died.
Well, that's not
joking?
entirely what happened.
No, but also, yeah, but like, also, like, are you fucking
a video
kidding
about
me?
a man losing weight, one of his
Yes.
quote-unquote friends, and I
really
say
hear
quote-unquote
much, yeah.
because I would never treat my friend the way that Mr. Beast treated this man in
I
this
would
video.
never treat my friends the way Mr. Beast does.
I would never
like,
treat a person I
Those
dislike.
challenges-
I would never treat a person I dislike that way, actually. I'm gonna be real with you. There are many people that I don't get along with, and I wouldn't treat them that way. But basically there was this video where he was like supposed to lose weight. The trainer of the man who was supposed to be losing weight, I think, now I could be wrong in this, either overdosed, took his own life, something or other. He was young. He didn't die of like old age or natural causes by any stretch, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But he passed away in the beginning parts of the workout challenge, quote unquote. And they recorded the man who was doing the workout challenge's reaction and all that. And it was a gut wrenching, very personal reaction. And they posted it, and it's very gross. It's very much like what I hate about content creation nowadays, what I work towards not doing in my own content creation, which is like doing it for the views and for like losing human sensitivity. Someone actually made a really apt comparison and was like, this is comparable to Logan Paul's Suicide Forest, and I completely agree. It is directly comparable. The lack of empathy and the lack of human emotion that is like being displayed in a moment like that, where you're turning someone's death into a moment of content. I think it's very comparable, and I think it's very gross that Mr. Beast did that. And frankly, me and Mr. Beast haven't been getting along for a long time now. I've been very outspoken on streams and stuff about how I dislike Mr. Beast, and I think he represents everything bad with content creation right now. Like, I think he truly does represent the worst of the worst in content creation.
Especially with the new AI program.
Yes, and that's what we'll get into next, is now Mr. Beast. And here's an important thing to know. Mr. Beast went full throttle and got mad at a Russian content creator for stealing his thumbnails and using them on his own videos. But now Mr. Beast has come out with a AI thumbnail creating software, which is a crazy move considering you were so against stealing thumbnails, but apparently when AI does it, it's fine, question mark? I wonder where that lies.
Like so many people on my timeline, so many content creators on my timeline going, I didn't give you permission to use this.
No, yeah.
What the
a big one that I got was Point Crow. I don't know if you know who Point Crow is at all, but there's a man named Point Crow who was tweeting about it like nonstop, and then I guess he actually talked to Mr. Beast about it, and he's like, unfortunately the conversation was like super unproductive and not helpful, but at least I got my...
Of course it's not.
Well, yeah, but he was like, at least I got my opinion out there and I was heard, actually. Yeah. Which is true. I love Point Crow. Go Point Crow. Shout out to Point Crow. I love Point Crow because he was super vocal about it and how wrong it was. I was seeing a lot of content creators and a lot of specifically, like, you have to remember, they like thumbnails are usually like, that's someone's salary, I guess the best way to put it. There are a lot of artists out here that are working for multiple content creators and making thumbnails for content creators, and that's like their living. That's their livelihood.
That's their living, yeah.
That's like a job in itself. So like, you don't think about it, but I want you to really think about it. Next time you see one of those like cartoon drawn like thumbnails for like a Point Crow or a Tens or like any of those like Valorant streamers or like Mario or Pokemon streamers who all make like these like Nintendo based like game videos, like Alpha Rat actually is another good example. I'm sure Alpha Rat's like very well known. Like those thumbnails don't come from the content creators 9 times out of 10. They're being hired out by their own personal contracted thumbnail creators who will make the thumbnails for them and will work with them closely. And a lot of them have really close working relationships and connections with these people, which is crazy because you would think Mr. Beast probably has the same. I would assume Mr. Beast has had thumbnail editors and producers his entire career. So I don't know what's happening to them now with this AI software. Does that mean he's just laid off an entire team of people just because he's made an AI program?
Obviously, yeah.
Which is in itself pretty gross.
I hate AI.
Yeah, I mean, also, if you don't know, me and Brooke are very anti-AI in this household. Like, obviously, we are artists by trade, so we are very much against AI. We will never be for AI. Another thing I wanted to say, do you know how much this software is going to cost a month to use?
Oh, God.
$80 American a month.
$80 American? Are you joking?
To use Slop AI. To use AI Slop.
AI Slop, $80 American.
Now, I could be wrong. Maybe the price has changed since, but when I checked, when I last checked, which was a night or two ago, it was originally $80.
Hold on, let's do some
some research.
What is it? USD too. Oh my god, that's $110 Canadian a month.
Yeah, we'd have to be paying. That's you know what's so crazy about that? I just did a commission for someone recently and I got paid $100 for it. So that's more than an entire commission for me. I would do an entire thing of work, and that's more than an entire thing of work in order for me to use AI slop. Isn't that insane to think about?
I hate that.
So yeah, we hate Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is L as fuck. Rosanna Pansino is W as hell. I don't know if you've seen Rosanna Pansino with Mr. Beast.
Oh,
she's so funny.
I've seen Rosanna Pansino. I've been on the internet.
Yes, but have you seen her like interacting with Mr. Beast? She's so funny. Every time Mr. Beast tweets, she like comes at him and is like, "Fuck you, kill yourself and die." I love Rosanna Pansino reacting to Mr. Beast. She's so funny, dude. I love it.
Oh, the way she was with the lunchly.
Yup, I love her. I love Rosanna Pansino, especially because she was like, it's not that she's not still a sweetheart, but she was such a sweetheart. No one expected Rosanna Pansino, of all people, to get like nasty and in the weeds and fight, but she's fighting.
Beforehand, all she did was bake.
Dead ass.
And maybe do like another thing.
And now she's pivoted her career to being Mr. Beast's #1 hater.
That's what I'm saying.
And I love it. And I love every aspect of it, by the way. Every tweet I see of hers, I'm liking. I'm liking every tweet I get. Every tweet I get of hers, I'm liking it. It's going in the light box. It's maybe going to the favorites if it's good enough. Like, trust and believe.
If it's good enough.
So I have a fun, actual, very off-topic, very out of nowhere thing, but I thought about it the other night, and I was like, I feel like this would be a funny thing to discuss in the podcast. And it's just, men just take their shirt off, and I think that's crazy.
Oh.
Isn't that just crazy?
Really, some guy just came through the drive-thru today, and I get that we're in a heat warning down here, but by God, man, put that fucking shirt back on.
Isn't it just crazy that men just take their shirts off? They just take their shirts off. Isn't that just... Yeah. I thought about that the other day, and I was just like, that's kind of crazy to think about.
Take my shirt off.
Not just that, but like, there's so much to it for like me and you for not taking our shirt off. Yeah. It's like social norms, body expectations, our own personal issues with our bodies, etc. Wherever they go, and men just do it. Like, there's no. It's crazy to me. There's no thought. There's no like brain process behind it.
It's like a second instinct to do it to them for them.
Literally, there's nothing there. It's instinctual. That's the word I'm looking for. It's instinctual to do it, and that is so crazy to me. I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, that's instinctual. It's crazy to me.
I kind of hate it. Like,
I do
don't
too.
Want to see.
I do too.
Like, half the time, like if you say something like, "Hey, I'm gonna take my shirt off." Yeah. Great, I got a warning. If you just fucking do it, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, crazy.
I don't want to see that. I don't
want
to see you.
I don't really have much more about that. I just wanted to bring it up to the podcast because I feel like we would have thoughts on it. I felt like we would have thoughts on it.
What brought this on? What brought this on?
I think I was watching a streamer and he just took his shirt off randomly, and I just like had this full like epiphany moment where I'm like, men just do that. That's right, men just do that. Oh, I know what it was. It's because I was watching Ludwig Ogren did a Beerio Kart tournament recently. And like, obviously when men drink beer, that's another time in which they always take their shirt off when they get drunk, right? Like, men love taking their shirt off when they get drunk. Yeah. And so a lot of the men were like just taking their shirts off and stuff and just like stripping basically in public. And I was like, this is so crazy. This is so crazy to me. Like, I thought it was crazy. And then I have my second to last topic before we get into music. So have you thought about did you figure out your second topic yet?
No. I've been I must confess is that for the past 5 minutes maybe I have been writing down a few more roasts for Ryan's birthday.
You just use me for content. That's fucked up.
Hey, you keep talking and I keep going, ooh, that would be good.
So I have two rather serious topics here. One is kind of joking, one is kind of not joking. So my kind of joking one is bisexuals. I'm just sick of you bisexuals. Y'all have pissed me off for the last time.
You sent me a TikTok about this.
Oh, bisexuals. You test me every day, bro. You test me every day. And before someone comes in here and is like, oh my God, this is biphobia, this is biracial. If they didn't piss me the fuck off every chance they could, I would have no issues with bisexual. A pansexual has never pissed me off like a bisexual has. An arrow ace has never pissed me off like a bisexual has. A fucking transgender woman has never pissed me off like a That's not true. I take that one back.
Oh, you pissed yourself off, huh?
Yeah, I'm in these weeds. Yeah. But oh my God, bisexuals, y'all just be mad annoying, and I don't even know how to start or end with this, but I will say at least y'all are fun with it. I'll give you that. Y'all can be funny with it. Y'all have been funny with this whole I only get half a Pride Month. That's been a funny joke. That's been a funny joke, and I appreciate that. But some of y'all, it's just that, like, you know what it is with bisexuals? Bisexuals, I think, still have the straight brain to some degree. And I think that, like, it's when that switch turns on and their straight brain activates that makes me annoyed. Whereas, like, people like us, it's always gay brain. There's, like, never a straight thought in our head anymore from the day that we've...
Except for when I'm watching Free Run.
Except...
I'm there with Himmel and Free Run. I'm there with
but that's still not straight brain. I still think that's straight brain. I think that's perceiving a heterosexual relationship in a gay way. That's what I think. Like, I think it's very different. I think it's very different.
Belonging.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Like, there's
buried in my brain because
very big differences. Whereas, like, bisexual people still have that straight brain component where, like, genuinely sometimes they will just think like a straight person. And it won't. Whereas, like, gay people always have to think about things like a gay person. Queer people always have to think things like as in a queer way and in a queer sense, and like have a secondary thought around it at all times. And bisexuals sometimes will just have a straight thought. And it's like that TikTok I sent you last night. I don't remember what it was that pissed me off about it, or what it was. Do you remember what it was?
Someone talking about, like, being bisexual and, like, feeling like... No, they were stuttering over the LGBTQ.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Like,
it's shit like that. It's shit like that. Yes, there was a bisexual man that was, like, made a joke about stuttering over the LGBTQ thing, which, don't get me wrong, isn't, like, that crazy offensive of a joke or anything. But I was at my limit because that's something that, like, is so much, like, that's what straight people use against us all the time. Don't use it against ourselves. It's not a good idea, especially to an audience of majority queer people. Like, that guy's audience is majority gay people because he fucking got his audience from a gay relationship he was in, and then they broke up, and now he's carried over that audience to his own platform. So he got all that audience from queer people and queer people's interests. And I just find it so annoying the way that, like, they can still think straight and still, like, make jokes like that, where it's like, that's just, like, that's your average straight guy's joke, where he's like, there's too many letters, what am I supposed to do about it? And it's like, use your fucking brain. Use your fucking brain, maybe. Use your fucking brain. Use your fucking brain, maybe.
The text. You want
me Actually,
to read
yeah. What did I even say? Let's see what I said.
So the first text says everything that pisses me off about bisexuals in one video, and then the second text says a bisexual man nonetheless, making a joke about LGBTQIA plus just feels whack as fuck. Like, you do none of the work and get all of the credit. Get a grip. Don't bitch.
I kind of hate with that.
What time did you send that? Because I might have seen it this morning. Yeah, I saw. I woke up bright and early, 8 a.m., trying to get ready for my shift. I opened up my TikTok just to see, and I go, holy moly!
Kind of ate with that dissertation.
To 8 in the morning, because you sent that to me at 12 a.m.
Yeah, it was late. Yeah, I mean, I stand by what I said. There's don't get me wrong with, like, the working thing. The working thing's a little bit. No, everyone does their work in their own. That's not limited to bisexuals or anything. Yeah,
you were probably drunk last night.
I absolutely was. But what kills me about these people is, like, these bisexual people are always, like, the most straight presenting people, the safest people more times out of 10. Most times out of 10, they're the most safest people out of all of us. They can mask the easiest. They can go back into life the easiest. They are the safest out of all of us. And then he makes a joke like that where it's like the LGBTQ, and then it feels, and I remember the other part that annoyed me was he's like, it feels, and I was like, shut the fuck up. That's not what queerness is. Like, it's a stupid joke, and it just annoyed me. And it was like, this is everything about bisexuality pisses me off. Although I will say there are good bisexuals out there, like, don't get me wrong. But also, I have a very long history with bisexual men, which has been a long, long history of being wronged by bisexual men. Brooke knows some of it.
Didn't one of them tell you that you should be the Mikasa to his Eren? Is that not one of them?
That was one of them. One of them wanted me to be Mikasa to Eren. One of them, here's podcast D. I'm not gonna say. I don't even remember his name. He was in Cleveland though, and he was like gun ho. This one was like gun ho that he wanted to make it work between us somehow magically, and I was like, that's
from Cleveland.
Yeah, I was like, that
in Ohio?
It's far. No, I think Cleveland's its own state. Is Cleveland
just
not?
Two Canadians. Just two Canadians.
It's either its own state or it's in Ohio. I can't remember.
It's a city in Ohio.
Okay, well there we go then. So he was gonna know it was gonna work, and then this was the craziest part. So the craziest part was we started talking the day after he broke up with his ex, who, by the way, you want to know why they broke up? Yes, it was a woman. Yes, it was a woman. Don't even get me started about that. Okay. Why they broke up was because he got sexually assaulted on a tour he was going on because he was a musician. And so he wasn't able to be as sexually interested anymore. And she broke up with him because he couldn't do things with her anymore. Which, like, is crazy and, like, insane. That's, like, not a person I would want to associate with ever again, right? You want to know what the craziest part is? We talked for, like, 3 days straight. Whatever. He didn't respond to me ever again for a while. And then randomly I found out on a Snapchat story, him and the girl were back together.
Oh my God. I hate
that. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I kind of feel bad for him, but I also feel bad for her because I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. I feel bad for both, although she's clearly a shitty person.
So while we're on the topic of things...
So that's like, that's a window into my history of bisexuals, by the way. This man, actually, to really sum up my problem with bisexuals, every bisexual I have ever met and gotten entangled with has trauma dumped on me and then immediately left right after the fact and just left all their baggage with me, which I am not a fan of. But every single time they always see me as like this like motherly queer fucking mommy person. They can just put it all on and deal with all their bullshit. And I give them their advice and then they hop off my dick and leave. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Can't bounce on it a little bit more?
Oh.
That's all I'm asking for.
Anyway, let's segue into actually, this has been a topic lately. Let's talk about this. So there's been a debate lately on the internet. And I gotta agree. I think that trans men shouldn't call themselves lesbians because isn't that just invalidating who you are?
We're getting deep into queer discourse.
Isn't that just invalidating who you are, though? Because isn't lesbianism just women loving women? Is that not an invalidation of yourself?
I don't know. See, things like that to me are incredibly personal. I don't think there is a blanket yes or no.
I guess.
Like, to me. Because I think that, like, I actually do think... No, I think that lesbian is... I think that once we start having the conversation of like...
non-man loving non-man?
I don't even know if lesbian could be that. I think that once we start like narrowing down what sexuality means, I think that's when we start going into straightness.
You treat yourself circles, yeah.
And we start going into straightness. The whole point of queerness is that we are not in boxes, guys. Like, we have to remember the whole point of queerness. This is an important thing to remember. Brooke, do you know why we fought for gay marriage?
Oh, absolutely.
Why? Because most people are wrong.
Equal rights, yeah.
That's not true.
Everybody's equal. What?
That's not true. The reason why we fought for gay marriage was because people were dying of the AIDS epidemic.
Oh, yes, the AIDS
And epidemic, the real reason was gay lovers were not allowed to see their significant others on their own deathbeds because of the fact that they were not seen as family or spouses. So the real reason why we fought for it was never for equality, and it was never to be equal to straight people. It was always so that way we could be with our loved ones. And that's what gayness is about. It's got nothing to do with being with straight people or being equal terms with straight people. That's never been the point, and it never will be the point. And that's what we need to remember when it comes down to these kind of discourses. Because when we have these discourses, we're trying to put ourselves in the boxes that the straight people have always put themselves in or always have put themselves in. We are not about boxes. That's the whole point of queerness. Queerness is about not being in a box. Queerness is about just being you unapologetically. It's why, for example, I am a very big advocate of kink at Pride. It's why I'm such a big advocate of having kink at Pride and having child spaces at Pride. Both things can happen at Pride. And both things should happen at Pride. 100%. Keep them separate. Yes. Keep them separate. Yes. That's before someone thinks I'm saying have
before we get back into the Freddy
No, I'm not saying have kink and child safe spaces at Pride, but I am saying both do need to have a space at Pride. Both need to have separate spaces at Pride, but they both need to have space at Pride. This is very important. And I think the conversation of can there be a lesbian trans man is more so that's entirely personal, and I really don't think it should matter what anyone's opinion on the thing is other than the person themselves. Because a lot of trans men still can feel the connection to femininity, because you have to remember these trans men were still raised as women, right? So a lot of them don't see, it's not that they don't see themselves as men in the sense that like a trans man is a man no matter what. All trans men see themselves that way, but a lot of trans men don't see that, will never see themselves as cis men, because there's a very, very difference in growing up as a cis man compared to a trans man. You have to go through way more complicated stuff as a trans man than a cis man, and that's not even because of the transitioning part. That's just because like you go through womanhood to some degree, and so there are certain things that are like ingrained in your head from the day you're born that you will never be a cis man, and you will never be able to like be like a cis man. And a lot of trans men like kind of hold that as like they still hold that connection to femininity. So that's where I think like lesbian trans men comes in, is that they would probably call themselves that as a way to stay connected to their femininity and to who they once were, because a lot of trans people don't feel as disconnected to their past selves as like the media paints it. A lot of media paints it as this big boogeyman that no trans person ever wants to look back at themselves ever again. And like everyone's very different in that. I've met a lot of people that like, for example, I'm a person who doesn't have a dead name. I'm a trans person, but I never got rid of my name. So that's like a great example. There are a lot of people. Well, no, it wasn't even that. It was that I just didn't have a personal disconnection from it. But like a lot of people feel different ways. A lot of people like will never change their body. A lot of people will change their body. A lot of people will do things that are very different from one another. And a lot of people will maybe never want to talk about their previous self again. And a lot of people will be very open about talking about their previous self again. Transitioning and stuff like that are very different. And also we have to remember that like gender and sexuality are drastically different things too. Like that's a thing. So it's like it's kind of oranges and apples when you try to talk about them. And it's more so that like I don't know, I think a lesbian can be whoever a lesbian wants to be, and I think that having rigid guidelines as to what a lesbian should be is like directly opposed to the meaning of being a lesbian, as would be for everything queer related. I wouldn't start going around and telling people, policing people on how to be gay. I don't think that.
I think this discourse is exactly what we shouldn't be doing.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Like as a community.
Absolutely, I agree wholeheartedly.
It's definitely tearing a rip in a time where we need to be
exactly
together right
and it's
now.
A waste of time. What productive comes out of it? We can tell someone they're a lesbian or not.
Exactly what's gonna tear people apart is
absolutely,
because like everybody on my For You page is like, I don't get why trans people. And I'm like, this is the discourse that's tearing us apart, that we need to stay together as a community.
And this is the discourse that's really going to hurt us too, because this is where we start like this is where like things like subtle transphobia starts coming back, and this is where we start like we start seeing people become have more animosity towards trans people because quote unquote trans men lesbians exist, so therefore those trans people are stupid and weird, and why are trans people so weird trying to be a lesbian? And that's like these are the seeds that start getting laid down and start like being in there and start ingraining themselves into all these discussions. And all these discussions always are not beneficial for us. They will always tear us apart. So that's my take on it.
It's just going to keep tearing apart until... Because the problem is that no community is perfect, right? There will always be
no, absolutely
no matter what the community is.
No, yeah.
But
yeah. Wow, we got so serious. I do have one more serious topic for us.
What's the serious topic?
So America bombed Iran.
Okay. Yeah, that is,
Yep. And it's more so just to talk about it because we did make a very firm stance last podcast that we would talk about serious things. So here we are talking about the serious thing. And yeah, I think a good answer is to be worried about it. I'm going to be honest. I don't feel overly concerned about it because I don't think that Canada will be involved in any way.
But the problem is that, and I see a lot of Canadians have that stance too. The problem is that me and you are very close to the border.
Correct.
You closer than I.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm in the firing range.
Yeah, so that's my concern, is that we're so close.
I don't think anything like that. I don't think an actual war will break out on American soil, if that is what you're worried about.
I understand that. I think because I've been seeing a lot of things that like we're not gonna get, like, because the before four times, the World War I, World War II, were fought in a time where we didn't have the technology we have now.
Yeah.
So it's not likely that we will see a war like previous ones.
No.
But my main concern is how close we are and how allied we are with America.
Yeah.
Is
well, a little bit less with Trump recently. We have really pushed our allyship.
Carney's, he's definitely pushing at us.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm a little worried.
Yeah. I mean, I am not.
But he did just violate the
too...
UN, right?
Yes, he did.
By doing
But
this.
to be fair, I want to make this very clear before people start going at it. I'm going to be honest with you. If Kamala was voted in, the exact same bombs would have happened. And the exact same
You
thing
think
would have
so?
happened. Yes, I know that for a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Democrats and Republicans are the exact same people, and they would have taken the exact same actions
That's
that they
fair.
have done. And just before someone in the comments is like, "This is what happens when we voted in Trump. Good job, guys." Da 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 da. Kamala would have done the exact same thing. This was something that was definitely probably set in motion long before Trump even got into presidency, and probably would have happened under Biden's administration if Biden, for whatever reason, was able to run again. This was probably something that was set to happen long before we knew about it. So that's one thing. Another thing is, I will say, obviously, we are, I would assume, anti-war. So be safe, be mindful. Look
I'm not going out there.
to
Look
to resources that you can help others if you can, if you're able, of course. Keep informed as well. That's a big one. Keep informed of what's going on.
Keep watching.
Yes.
Find reliable news sources.
I was gonna say,
don't on Facebook for your news.
Don't just trust one news source either. Use multiple. See what others are saying about the same thing. Personally, I'm a Hassan Ebi head, so that's where I get a lot of my news from.
No one source is unbiased. No source is unbiased. Everybody has bias.
Yep. So anyways, on to our music.
We really just be fucking around, huh?
We always be fucking. What do you mean with going from crazy topic to crazy topic?
Fine. Yeah.
We're actually we're at 1 hour and 5. I didn't even realize that. We're over our time.
Whatever.
So we're gonna have to rush through. We're gonna have to rush quickly. So
quick. Yeah.
So for my music, I have first up the anime ReZero. I'm listening to a lot of the music from that playlist, so that's my first one. I don't have any songs in specific, but both the intro songs and the outro songs are really fucking good. So there you go. You just guess have to have watched the animes to get it.
Yeah.
New song debuted by one of my favorite artists right now named Somber called Never Even Dated. Big fan.
Oh, okay.
Sad boy song, Sad Boy Hours. I'm big into it. You all know I'm into my sad boy music, so and love my sad boys. Y'all know I love my sad boys.
Yes.
I have The Story by Conan Gray up here. Been listening to that quite a bit. Yeah, been listening to that.
I was in the shower this morning and I was like, I wrote the song about you, and I was like, guys, can we shut up? Can we lock in? Can we lock in for the shower? No, I wrote the song about you.
Oh my god. Once again, I have Gigi Perez's At the Beach in Every Life. I have this here for the second week in a row. We'll see how many weeks in a row she can stay here. Then I have another song by her called Nothing Absolutely, which is a lovely song by her. Great. Same album. Just, once again, sad girl hours. Sad girl lesbian hours. And that's all my music. You got anything? Got any music for us?
Yeah, so I've been getting into the past lately. Been listening to a bit of Destiny's Child. Bills.
I listened to Beyonce actually for the first time in ages not that long ago. Yeah, Beyonce. I was like, I was in it. Yeah, I was listening to my Bad Bitch playlist for a bit there. And I was like, holy shit, I'm locking in. To do absolutely
I've also
nothing.
Been listen up to Hit 'Em Up Style, hey ladies, if you may want to get buck wild,
Okay.
Going back in time, Nelly Furtado.
So you're locking in.
Yes, Promiscuous Girl, Man Eater.
Oh my god.
I'm going to the past.
You are locking the fuck in.
I'm locking the fuck in. I'm going back there. Because I just remember these songs playing on the radio when I was a kid,
Yep.
They were up there.
Yep.
You can walk into it. I just put Promiscuous Girl in my work playlist because it's clean.
Is it actually?
It's clean, so you can put it in your work playlist. Fun fact, any fast food workers out there, you can put Promiscuous Girl in your playlist. Man Eater as well.
That's crazy. I would have never guessed that. I guess if we're being technical.
If you're being technical, you can play whatever the fuck you want.
Real. Is that all you have for your music?
That's all I got. I've just been going back to the past.
Well, you're blasting back to the past. I'm going back to listen to Bad Bitch. I'm hoping by next week one I'll have a bunch of my Bad Bitch music. I'm really hoping. Hoping I locked in enough. Hoping I lock in enough that I'm out of the sad bitch moment. But
hoping for you, praying for you. Stop reading Heartstopper, maybe.
No, I gotta read it now. I gotta complete it. I haven't read
Yeah,
book
that's
2
right.
yet. I read book 1 and I haven't gone back to it yet. So maybe I'll do that tonight.
Oh yeah.
Well, we have been to Crash Out Queens. I have been Riley / Enigma Bizarre, and this is my co-host Brooke.
Sure.
And that's it for us. So goodbye.
Bye.